Okay. What's up, guys? 1141, One Piece chapter. Excited to get into this, so let's just start it up. Okay, we have chapter 1141, Older Women. Okay. Got Alti still pinned to the dartboard. Can't hold back the tears of frustration. And then is that supposed to be page one? It's kind of hard to make out the face, but I feel like I can kind of see the mask a little bit there. Why is Who's Who doing this? Like, what? I know that they were jerks, but I don't know. Okay. We have Nami here. What a waste. We've been trekking through this massive castle all day, and we don't even have a single giant diamond, pearl, or piece of gold to show for it. They're done ransacking Quest Castle. Nami Tasso, you really shouldn't say such things out loud. It's not like I care about this Loki monster, you know. Loki? Giant diamond? Oh, it's nothing to worry about, pal. Just lay back and get some rest. Oh, okay. We have the giants there that got cut down by Shamrock and Gunko. Nami Tasso, can you maybe tone it down a bit? Dude, there's a bug in here. Okay. Please leave me alone, bug. Where's all the treasure? Nami Tasso. Treasure Tree Tour Group. Ain't surprising, but there's a hell of a lot to take in here. It's incredible. To summarize, we basically live on the tree's enormous branches. Each one has a long and rich history of its own. Wow, and that one? That branch was where Hagen Village used to be. Lightning struck it one day and it went up in flames. It had gotten too dry and old, so there was no way to put it out. The entire branch was severed from the tree to ensure the fire wouldn't spread to any other villages. That looks like a sandworm, this severed branch or trunk. That looks wild, actually. I see. Bet that was a tough call. I guess even atom trees aren't immune to time. That's Elbap's biggest weakness. Fire and lightning. Okay. I think I know of a silly little guy that can use fire and lightning. Clearly going to be important later. Western Village Feast. Where did you sneak off to, Nami? I haven't seen Luffy or Zoro anywhere either. They're probably just exploring. That's right, that's right. Good thinking. Wait, so did we just like make it back like that quickly from the ship? Okay. Woo, Ja Rule, you've got to meet our genius navigator. Oh, ain't she a beauty? Ha, you pervy old man, is she your type? My type, huh? Honestly, I'm into older women. Dude's like 300 years old. You're the oldest guy in the world. There's no way you'll find a woman like that. Youch, Elder Ja Rule. Usopp, keep your mitts off the Elder's sword. Oh, he like specifically hit the sword. Shut up, Dory. Hey, anyone want to try pulling out Excalibur? Don't, the blood loss will kill him. Oh my, he's so drunk. Look who's talking. I guess it can't be helped, though. This was his dream, making it all the way here. You can tell. Huh? Something's off. Where's Gerd-chan? Sanji being Sanji. They have bone fractures, and one of them looks like they've been stabbed. You really think a normal human could cause that kind of damage? What happened? Out with it. These guards are no jokes. What are you up to? Nothing. I was merely up there doing research so I could improve my block castle. But I found the front door all sliced up, and the guards were. Are you hot? You're sweating bullets. Because you keep staring at me. I'm gonna question the guards. No, they need to rest. Well, I'm gonna tell Elder Ja Rule. but that'll ruin the party for him. You can't do that till you get all the facts straight. Nobody likes a party pooper. If this Loki business gets out before Luffy, Tasso, and the others return, I'll be labeled a co-conspirator. Hopefully, Loki just takes off once he's free. He can raise hell overseas for all I care. The only thing that worries me is that red hair look-alike. Spill it, you know something, don't you? Clubs him over the head with her axe. Okay, Realm of the Dead. Hey, Luffy, this isn't the scene I pictured from your description. He wasn't like this when I saw him. The animals have been attacked too. Hang in there, guys. Loki, what happened? Who did this? He's big even for a giant. Loki, say something. He's breathing. Don't give him the key yet, Luffy. This changes things. It's not like he can go on a rampage with these wounds. Come on, Zoro, lend me a hand. Those chains must be made of sea stone. What could have taken out all these big beasts? Hold on, Luffy. Let's wait a bit. Zoro's been so. I say it every reaction, but Zoro's been so thoughtful. Like in all these chapters, he seems so much smarter. This giant's about to die. We've got to help him. We don't owe him a thing. I haven't spoken to him, but we shouldn't take his bad reputation lightly. This guy's as big as oars. If we let him run loose, it may not end pretty, even for a country like Elbaf. Just wait. Whoa, what the heck, Zoro? I can't even tell what he did here. You just like kick Loki? Yeah, seems those bloody wounds are definitely the real deal. So he's not faking. Damn you, what the hell? Flop. He's dead. If he is dead, that was simply his fate. You can be a real jerk. Fine, I'll go along with unlocking him, but let's leave some sea stone around one of his legs. We can talk it out more once he regains consciousness. All right, then let's go fetch Chopper. The library is way too far away. I bet I'll bet we'll find a doctor partying back at the village though. If they find out we freed Loki, they'll banish us, won't they? Then we'll be banished. We've got no choice. I'm going to go call a doctor. We should stock up on meat too, right? Knowing you, you won't be at your best if you don't eat. There's plenty of meat over there. No way, don't even joke about something like that. Those guys are my buddies. I can just go hunting in the mountains later. Meat's meat, isn't it? Anyone who becomes my friend is off the menu. All right, my bad. Let's find a doctor first. Hmm? Huh? Please don't do it. Who's this? I told you island clouds can't sustain themselves in the realm of the dead. I thought we could use their last bit of buoyancy before they disappeared. I'll save you, Gerd-chan. We couldn't waste time getting a lift. This is an emergency. If Loki escapes, all hell will break loose. It's all over. We're all gonna die. Sorry, guys, I made the wrong call. I don't blame you. You were thinking about the safety of Elbaf. What a life. Gum Gum Balloon. It's a huge Gum Gum Balloon. Straw Hat. We get a little chuckle here. Thank you. Even walking away from that hurt is a miracle. If it weren't for you, we'd be dead for sure. Huh. Or Huff. We had to hurry, though. I'm glad we made it in time. Please don't go through with your plan to release Loki, Straw Hat. I forced Roto to spill the beans. Forgive me, Luffy Tasso. You can't trust Loki. He's a cunning, ruthless trickster, black-hearted and beyond redemption. Since we were kids, even when he did or said something nice, it was all a lie. He's a friend who betrays others without a second thought. Loki's a threat to the entire world. I'm afraid you're already too late. Huh? Damn, that panel is hard. Loki. What? I could have sworn he was out cold. And he grabs a sword. Stop it, Loki. Put Ragnir down. The cursed prince rises. And that ends off the chapter. Okay. I mean, the excitement had to come down at some point from like the past 3 chapters. It's still exciting, but you know what I mean. Let's take a look back here, see if there's anything we missed. So they leave the castle, they have the giants who are taken out. We have that severed branch that looks like a sandworm. That's Elbap's biggest weakness, fire and lightning. And I think too that you could take this a couple of different ways. I think on the surface, the Occam's razor of this statement is that Elbaf as a country, biggest weakness is fire and lightning. So obviously having a massive tree, woodlands, uh, flora is obviously very weak to fire and lightning. Um, I wonder though if giants also kind of have a particular weakness to fire and lightning because they are a tribe of the One Piece world. They are one with the land, kinda, if you will. So I could see the weakness for the land also being a weakness for them. That would kinda check out for me. I don't know if I really expect that to be the case, is because then you could say, well, what about, Thor, the god of, thunder, and how could they be weak? So I don't know. But yeah, obviously fire and lightning is bad for wood, even Adam wood. And as Frankie said, you know, Adam trees aren't immune to time. And then I think really the most interesting part was Ja Rule and Usopp. He specifically smacks the pommel of the sword embedded into his skull. Oda clear like shows that to us very clearly. And then where did we get the line that it's Excalibur? Am I an idiot? Like, I swear it was right after this scene. He smacks it. Okay. Sorry, this is taking so long. Like, it definitely said Excalibur, right? Like, I'm not tripping. It should have been, like, right there. Anyway, so we have the sword and the stone myth. Um, and to my knowledge, with Arthurian legend, there's been multiple magic swords. There isn't just Excalibur. Um, and I actually want to double check that because I thought Excalibur was from the Lady of the Lake, not the Sword in the Stone. Okay, I mean, Arthur receives Excalibur not from a stone, but from the Lady of the Lake. However, in the prose version of Merlin, which is compiled from manuscripts and edited by Henry B. Wheatley, Excalibur is the Sword in the Stone. So I say that this is probably the most important thing in the chapter because I think this is going to be what Usopp does, right? Usopp's going to be the one to somehow pull the sword from his head, and who knows what's going to happen. I really want to find that panel though. Like I know it said Excalibur in his head. Okay, wait. Yeah, here we go. Sorry. Keep your mitts off the elder's sword. Hey, anyone want to try pulling out Excalibur? Don't. The blood loss will kill him. So we have Bragi saying that. So I can imagine a world where, yeah, Usopp, I feel like for sure has to be the one to pull Excalibur out. And maybe because Ja Rule kind of seems a little senile, a little silly, we'll hopefully get something from him, like some not a flashback, but like some explanation of the past, or like, oh, there's this secret that's, currently existing in the Elbaf world. Some sort of thing to propel the story forward. So I'm excited for that. Sanji also came with the group here with Harrodin and Gerd and Roto and Stanson. Also, that Gum Gum balloon, probably the biggest Gum Gum balloon we've ever seen, just as a side note. And Loki is up. And Devil Fruit confirmed because of the Sea Stone cuffs. And he grabs Ragnir, this giant, like, guts sword. And I want to look up, like, if there's anything. Is this something that Oda's making up for Ragnir? It's kind of like a mix of, like, Fenrir and, like, Ragnarok. You know what would be crazy? What would be absolutely insane is if not only Loki had a devil fruit, but his weapon, Ragnir, also had a devil fruit. Like we've never seen a devil fruit user with a devil fruit weapon before. That would be insane. Like if he has like a god fruit or like some Norse god as a fruit, like our Surtur or like Fenrir or even Thor, but then his hammer, his weapon, also had a god fruit, like this, that would live up to the hype of this unstoppable monster who can just destroy all of Elbaf, destroy the world, and it would be so cool and so fitting that we've never seen. Well, San Juan Wolf has a devil fruit, but like, screw that fat guy. So it would just be cool to kind of have a proper introduction to a cool ass giant like Loki with a devil fruit, and then on top of that, his weapon also has a devil fruit. Because I think one thing that Oda does that's really crucial to storytelling, or I guess peak storytelling, and this is something that I heard an author say one time. But when you're writing a story, you're telling your reader, hey, this is going to happen by the time the story's done. So we're reading One Piece. Hey, by the time the story's done, Luffy's going to be Pirate King. Luffy's going to find the One Piece. Right. So that's the promise that Oda is telling us from the beginning. Um, so basically, imagine that you're reading a story and the author and the interaction's kind of like Christmas. So you're being told, hey, that toy car that you want, you're going to get it, but you got to wait. Just got to wait till Christmas, right? And the thing that a great author does that separates them from a good author is not only will they give you that toy car, but they're going to give you a toy airplane also. So not only are they going to deliver what they promised, they're going to give you something more. And Oda does that constantly. It's so amazing how he does it. And I would and I think that this is a perfect opportunity for Oda to do the exact same thing here, where, hey, you expect Loki to have this crazy devil fruit. Okay, here it is. Also, his weapon has a crazy devil fruit. And together, they like synergize, they play off each other. Because think about the possible foreshadowing too with Shamrock having some sort of mythical Zoan devil fruit in his sword. So we have the foreshadowing of Shamrock having it for us to lead into Loki also having a weapon with a devil fruit. I think that would be insane, and I don't think anybody would complain about that. That would be so crazy, especially too because we've seen Funk Freed and the little bazooka dog. Like we got like these little human weapons, right? With devil fruits, but a giant weapon with a devil fruit, insane, right? Like that alone, put aside a giant having a devil fruit, a giant that has a weapon that has a devil fruit. Like, dude, he's splitting the earth in half. He's taking down the red line. How insane would that be? I mean, also this panel is just so sick. Like it's so menacing. Oh, I love it. One of the hardest panels we've gotten in a long time, for sure. And that grin on his face is just menacing. He's just standing there menacingly. I also get this feeling like, is Luffy gonna be wrong about Loki? I mean, I know he said like a couple chapters ago, like, "Oh, if he's a jerk, we'll just kick his butt." But he's so adamant that like this is fine. I don't know if that's confidence of like Luffy knowing that he's OP, or if he genuinely thinks that Loki is possibly a good guy. I'm not sure because I don't think we've really seen Luffy be wrong about someone's character. And he's like putting his foot down. He's not being a pushover about it when Zoro confronts him. So I don't know if Oda's telling us that Loki's demeanor, impossible actions once he's freed, uh, is not a red herring. He's like, no, like this guy's bad, but like I don't know. Who do you guys trust more? Do you trust Oda more than you trust Luffy? It's an interesting question, right? Because Oda's telling us that that Loki is a bad guy, and Luffy seems to be on the other side of it. And I think that's a really interesting dynamic that I'm not really sure we've seen Oda do between his narrative and Luffy's character. So it's setting up for something really interesting. Like one of them is going to be wrong, or maybe both of them could be right. You know, we could get a sense where Loki does kind of pop off and go on a rampage. And then, like, I don't know, Luffy wrangles him back in. And also, if we see that too, if we see if we see Luffy take on Loki, that shows us too that that's one step closer to matching Shanks because Shanks was the one that brought him in. But then also, like the Giant said, that it took all of Elbaf to bring Loki in. Maybe they started it, but Shanks finished it. And so that would also be another stepping stone for us as the reader to view Loki as even closer to Shanks, which I think is going to be really cool. I mean, anybody who fights any of the big dogs here who fight Loki is going to be epic. Like Zoro, Luffy. Um, I don't really expect the other giants. Like like the monster trio. It's gonna be sick. But I still don't feel like Loki is the primary villain because I'm trying to think there's not really too many arcs where we kind of get this setup between our main protagonist and Luffy and the main antagonist in the arc where they interact so early and they're on such um, ambiguous terms where or I guess the outcome is rather ambiguous where we don't know, like, is he really evil? Is he really that good? Can he be trusted? And especially with the inclusion of the God's Knights, it's like, okay, are they going to be the primary factor? But at the same time, I feel like it would be a step down because I don't think a singular God's Knight is messing with Loki, like if he's freed, just based off what we've seen so far. So it's really interesting. I'm really interested to see how this is going to unfold. And Scopper's here too. Let's not forget that Scopper's here. He can always lend a hand. But I could also see him being like, it's their time, it's their generation, let them handle it. So I don't know. Like it's a really interesting setup. I feel like Elbaf has been really unique so far. And we have all that stuff with Louis Arno and like what's going to happen with that. How's that going to relate back to the story? Hopefully something a little deeper than the Willie Gallen we got. I mean, that was just like a one-off kind of quote. Louis Arno is actually tied to the Elbaf arc. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm super excited. This was actually a really cool chapter to kind of deconstruct and look at everything with Excalibur, with Loki, questions about the Gods Knights, Loki's morality, his possible powers. I think it would be so sick if he had a devil fruit, the weapon also had a devil fruit. I mean, it would be awesome. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. Thanks for watching the video. If you like it, subscribe, like the video, and do we have a break? No, we don't. That's the MVP of the chapter, as always. So I will see you guys next week. See ya.